Albert Bravo here, also known as Texas Gorilla here in the West Texas disc golf scene.
What got you into disc golf and how long have you been playing?
I think I accidentally found disc golf walking across a random park one night. Saw something flying through the air and I was like, that's something glowing. No one believed me. I was like, no, we're walking across this park finding out. So me and a buddy walking across and we just stumbled across this big group of guys. They're like, what is going on? They're like, oh, we're playing disc golf. We're like, what is even that? They're like, here, just grab this and throw it. We're like, how are you going to find that? They're like, they got lights on them. Just throw it. So we threw it and we're like, all right, we'll be right back. We ran to the house, got a couple more drinks, came back, and ended up playing with that group of guys ever since.
What's your favorite disc and why?
Let's see, my favorite disc is probably the T-Bird. It's just a great fairway driver. I can, on really good days, I could throw it just as far as my distance drivers, have a lot more control with it, never have to correct for the skip or anything. It's a point and shoot pretty much on any angle you put it on, you can get it there. It's just all around great disc for me. I would say my biggest achievement in disc golf was winning the GBO in advanced in 2019. 2019 was actually the last year that it was known as the GBO. After that it went to DDO. But going into that tournament that year of 2019, we had gone 3 years before. At the end of the first round every year, I was always in the top 10, but then by the second and third round, I dropped down into 50th somewhere. And so that fourth year we were there, I was like, I've got to stay in it. I've got to win this one. I want to win this one. And I went down there with a lot of local golfers from here. We all rented a big old Airbnb. Played the first round, felt great. I was right there in the top 10 again. Second round was super windy day. At one of the, I think, harder courses where you had to be more precise at Olpey Lake. It was a windy day, which here in West Texas, we're used to that wind. So I just put that to my advantage. When people were laying up, I would just let that wind take the disc where it was supposed to go. Jumped up, and then last round was sitting there right there in the battle for first place. And I will say that was probably the most nervous tournament ever going into that first round, because I'm waiting at the Airbnb. Everybody else is already leaving for their tea time, and I have 4 hours to sit in that house by myself while everybody else is gone. And so I'm sitting around that house restless. I'm getting ready, people are texting me, and then I get up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And as soon as I'm walking out the front door to walk to the course, was literally 3 or 4 blocks down from the house. I just sit there, I stopped, and I'm like, nope, I can't go. And I just sit outside the house throwing up for about 20 minutes. Then I'm calling everybody, I was like, I think I'm sick. But I was like, no, just chug some water, walk to the course, and got after it, and came down battling with one of the locals there, Isaiah, and ended up taking it down, holding down the win.
You mentioned having a daughter, which makes me think, how do you handle that? How do you handle being a dad, having a job, but also having a passion for disc golf?
Well, luckily my daughter is very adventurous also, so every now and then, she likes going out to the tournaments. But when we're not at the tournaments, we're traveling for her soccer game. She's been playing travel soccer since she was 9 years old, so managing it, I don't know, we just kind of almost live on the road all the time. There goes some spans where it's 3 or 4 months where we're not home during the weekends, only here during the week when I'm at work and she's at school. Other than that, we travel together, just turn it into adventures. We stop and see things, do other things while we're in all these other towns, and we just have fun with it.
I know you're sponsored by a few different companies. Can you tell us about them?
So one of the companies is Low Putt Disc Golf here locally. Started out as just a group of buddies just hanging out on the weekends playing disc golf. and it turned into a company where they're running tournaments all over West Texas now, just on a little mini Texas tour. Another company would be a friend of ours that got into disc golf, and he also decided to start making his beef jerky company. He's doing some big things right now, though. If you want to try out some good Texas jerky that's tough, the tougher chew, Big Country beef jerky is what you need to get your hands on. Do your taste buds a favor. Another company would be Putt Confidently with their Champ Cap. It's a putting tool you just put over a basket, each side, different size hole. You practice putting on that. You learn to zero in on a smaller target. So then when we get out to the course on a full-size basket, like the one back there, they almost seem impossible to miss. An important lesson in disc golf that applies in life. I would have to say, don't give up. Just keep going. Even if the start seems rough, you can start to get everything better. Stuff will go down again, but just keep going. In the end, if you keep driving for it, keep going for it, you will get the victory at the end. You will get the finish that you want.